You unfold inside me.
Hmm?
You unfold inside me. And burn. And burn. And when you were reading to Ria's letter, she was saying, this hatching is here.
This hatching is...
This hatching is here.
What she says? She said something about hatching. What she said? I feel all the great sages are with me. Please keep me close because I am hatching. Because I say you have hatch or become an omelette. What it means. Because the eggs are come, then they must hatch. You have to hatch yourself in this life. Hatch means what? It means break open. Hatch means break open. Or somebody will turn you into an omelette. Or, worse than that, you become a smelly egg. And they are the worst smelling things. So she's hatching. Don't take too long.
Yes, because hatching, if you you could become a smelly egg. Well, if you take too long hatching.
Yes,
and
yes.
who does this? And how? Because I just feel this fire, and I can't find myself. I am myself, and this fire is here. And you keep touching me, and there is nothing to touch, but it's touch. And
only in Satsang people speak this type of foolishness. That it cannot make a kind of sense at some level. I am here, but I'm not here. You're touching me, but I'm not really. But yes, you are. We have a way of understanding this. It is true, because anyone who feels drawn somehow to go beyond the surface of consciousness, the superficial consciousness, which is concerned only about material things, which are perishable things. Yeah. And we can be doing this for a very long time. We are crying buckets of tears over trivial things. But there are some beings who really, this life is their good fortune, because something is inside them drawing them to something deeper. What is the cream of the human potential? To do what? Is it to go to Mars or something? Is that what makes us so beautiful? Or is it to go into your own hearts? I mean, come on. What we here doing? So, as soon as something is stirred up inside, and it's not merely teaching, it's not merely learning. We are good at that. We are good at that. It's something more than learning. Maybe I say, that when you are curious, you learn. But when you are desperate, you discover. Sometimes life pushes you to a place where you're forced to change, or you're forced into surrender, an enforced surrender. And it is just your good fortune. Some beings are gradually on slow cook. Some stir fry. Some are stroganoff. Slow cook, cook. All lifetime they're cooking slowly, just to become tender enough to enter God's mouth. The other ones stir fry and out. And when you're on this type of fire, it is a sweetness about this fire. There is a sweetness about this fire. Just like there's a sweetness in being sick. Many people don't admit it. But sometimes when you are feeling really sick, sometimes I prefer the company of the people who are sick. than ones who are healthy, because when they're healthy, they're very cocky and very, oh, I'm something. And when they're sick, they are just really kind of like, utterly helpless. But there's a light in them, a beauty, an openness, a sweetness is there. And when this fire, if you are lucky, begins to burn inside yourself, and it's like you don't know who you are anymore, you may feel lost, you feel everything you think and you say seems like a lie, it's not true, everything. Nothing is there to be proud of. And you're in this fire. For some beings, they come to see there's a sweetness in this burning. You're fortunate enough in this life to be in God's stir fry. Something is burning inside you. Yeah, it's your chance. Don't try and salvage anything from this fire. Say fully yes, yes, yes all the way, if you're lucky. Don't try and work it out. When you're in this fire, don't go to see a therapist. There's not time for that. Burn deep and complete. There's a time when this fire becomes very cool, light and blue. When you come out of this sweet coolness, then everything is made fresh in you. You are like space moving in space, free of clutter, free of psychological clutter. You see, and emptiness is there. And anyone who has tasted this emptiness, you see, yeah, they put their forehead to the ground and they say thank you for this. It's not a pride, it's not an arrogance. You really know that it's your good fortune to feel that. But you must come to this fire willingly. Yeah. Don't ask anybody to hold your jewels while you enter this fire. Throw the jewels in and you dive in as well too. And this is my encouragement. So when I see sometimes here in Satsang, I see the women sometimes also, they don't, when they are really in their own burning, they don't have any time to put on no makeup or nothing like that. They're not into that kind of mood. They're not trying to look good for anybody. Then somehow you enter. It's like in the old days they used to put on these old Asian cloth and lie down in spent fires in the ashes, cover themselves up. All the people would do this because it is a sweetness in that, something primal, something deep, something ancient in us. And somehow it restores the heart and brings it back into a sweet harmony, into an attunement with the cosmic vibration. So those are the lucky ones. Those are the lucky ones. So you're fortunate enough to be set on fire. It's not a learning, it's not a technique. In India, there are sometimes we use camphor in sort of devotional activities, and camphor is burnt. And I love this camphor because when it burns, it leaves no residue. Maybe just a little dark stain, but it leaves no residue. In fact, one time I brought back some incense and some camphor from India, and they were the best camphor. And they were actually wrapped, each piece, there were little blocks of camphor. It was wrapped in a package, beautifully printed little packages, paper packages. And in all of these, there was like 24 in a packet, and I had it in my cupboard for nearly 6 months. Then one day I felt to burn some camphor. I went there and picked the box up. I opened it. All the paper, everything is packed so beautifully. So beautifully. When I opened the packet, everything was empty. Everything empty. Without burning, it disappeared. Without burning, it disappeared. No? Can you imagine? It just vanished, left the package untouched. Can you disappear like that? Anybody who comes to satsang, something is disappearing like that. Don't worry, don't cry, don't spend any tears about that disappearing. Because only what is untrue is being burnt. You see. All the beings who have returned to themselves, they have vanished within themselves like that. But the mind misunderstands this vanishing, thinks like it's a tragedy. The greatest thing that can happen to you, and mind perceives it like a tragedy. Yes, keep your body, but inside you'll be totally empty. Such a one knows no difference between high and low, you and me, this or that. There's a harmony beyond even the concept of harmony. So this is, let this fire go on. The fire doesn't need stroking, not by human hands. When it's done its work, it will become light and cool. Then such a one, you can go anywhere you want. You can do whatever you want. Because you have been sanctified by that fire. To come into this body, to have a human body, is said to be auspicious enough of all the species on the planet Earth. To have a human form is auspicious, because in this form, consciousness can contemplate itself. It can realize, recognize its unity with the Supreme Being. If you're a donkey, you wouldn't be able to do it with a donkey body. If you're a parrot, you would not be able to have parrot satsangs and come to realize your unity with the Supreme Being. As a human being, we have this, the consciousness has this power to do that, to contemplate, like we are sitting now. Yes, it's not a classroom, it's not university. It's the universe, not university. We're not teaching, pointing to that which you can intuitively sense. The power to sense intuitively is greater than the learning mind, because it reveals your unity with the Supreme. And that's not a mental thing, it's a felt thing, something you feel. Every cell in your body knows this truth. It's not truth like some sacred cluster of concepts. It's truth like pure energy, pure being. This donkey that you are hearing there used to come to satsang, used to watch every satsang, isn't it? The donkey used to come even when I'm traveling abroad. The donkey there was the one staying here watching the satsangs live. The donkey watched every satsang. And also responded actually, like how you respond spiritually. You'll be yawning. Sometimes when it's too much, she sort of shows some irritation. And one time she even peed herself. With so much, it was so intense. And always loved satsang. Now it doesn't happen anymore. We've fallen out. I don't know what happened. But you are here. You know? There's nothing else but, I would say, the warmth, the radiance from the Supreme Being that can inspire or arise as an urge within a human being to come to satsang and to probe so intensely into our nature. It's not merely a religion. It's not just being told what to do, what to think, but to discover. Satsang is about discovering also. You see, not just learning. Learning is cheap. Discovery, experience is everything. Then you will come to know for your own self And what you've experienced inside your heart becomes your own authority, not an opinion. In the middle of this burning, your attention will not go to thought. It won't go to past. It will not go to persons. It will just go to that sort of like, there's a kind of hum. There's a humming sound and vibration inside. It will fix itself inside that humming and let the body stay on fire. You will not feel you want to study anything. You will not feel like that. You just lie down and be in your own burning.